Hello everyone. Do you hate going to school? If yes, then I'm sure today's session is going to interest you. In case you are one of those who do not like to go to school or who don't like to study, then you will be able to relate to the poem that I'm going to teach today. It is The Schoolboy, written by William Blake. In this poem, the poet has very well portrayed the emotions of a schoolboy who hates to go to school, who's very unhappy, and he feels that this burden of studies has really constrained him or put him in a cage like a bird. He likes the summer morning, he loves the birds singing in the sky, he loves to hear the blowing of the horn which the hunter does, and he also loves to sing with the skylark birds. But on such a beautiful summer morning, he is forced to go to school, which he doesn't like, because inside a school he feels restricted and he's all the time tired being under strict supervision of teachers. He compares himself with the caged birds. As a caged bird doesn't sing happily, similarly he feels that the childhood of a child is ruined by the fear and tension under which he constantly lives. He also tries to tell his parents that if a bud is nipped or plucked from the plant, then will it blossom? He also tries to explain that if the plants are not allowed to grow, then how will they bear fruits and flowers? So in this session, I will tell you something about the poet. I'll read the poem out to you and then explain it line by line. Let's start with the class today. William Blake was born on 28th November 1757 in London. He was an English poet, painter, and printmaker. He was known for his expressiveness and creativity. His paintings and poetry have been characterized as a part of the Romantic movement. Some of his notable works are Songs of Innocence and of Experience, The Marriage of Heaven and Hell, The Four Zoas, Jerusalem, Milton, etc. He died on 12th August 1827 at the age of 69 in London. I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what sweet company! But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ah, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour, nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? I love to rise in a summer morn when the birds sing on every tree. Now here I is the speaker, that's the schoolboy. Morn means morning, and the schoolboy or the speaker here says that he loves to wake up in a beautiful summer morning when the birds are singing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds his horn and the skylark sings with me. Distant means far. Huntsman is a hunter. So the speaker says that he can hear a hunter playing his horn or blowing his horn from far, and the skylark, these are the type of birds, they sing with him. Oh, what sweet company. So the speaker feels that he has such a sweet company of the beautiful morning, the birds that are singing, the hunter who is blowing a horn, and the skylark birds which are singing with him. But to go to school in a summer morn, oh, it drives all joy away. The speaker now is very sad when he expresses that on such a beautiful summer morning, if he has to go to school, then it drives all the happiness away and makes him sad. Under a cruel eye outworn, the little ones spend their day in sighing and dismay. Now, outworn means tired, and the phrase under a cruel eye means under strict supervision of teachers. So the speaker here says that when he is in the school, he is constantly under strict supervision of teachers, from which he is utterly tired. It makes him tired. And the little ones, that is all the small children, are spending their day in sighing and dismay. Dismay means sadness. So all the little ones are very sad and bored when they have to spend their entire day under the supervision of teachers in the school instead of playing out in that beautiful morning. Ah, then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour. Anxious means nervous. The speaker here says that at times he sits there in boredom. He is tired of all this and he is spending many hours nervously with anxieties inside him. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower. Delight means happiness. The phrase learning's bower means a garden where he can be taught in an interesting way by nature and not by a teacher. In these lines, the speaker expresses that neither can he take happiness in reading the books, nor he can go out in the nature where he can study without a teacher and enjoy the nature also. Worn through with the dreary shower. Worn means tired. Dreary means boring. Dreary shower means that he is tired of all the boring words which are showered on him by the teacher. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? Now the speaker says that when a bird is born to make joy, for joy or happiness, then how can that same bird sing inside a cage? How can a child when fears annoy but droop his tender wing and forget his youthful spring? The speaker says through these lines that how can a child who is constantly under fear and burden of expectations, how can he enjoy, but he can only droop. Droop means bend his all soft wings, his tender wings, and forget everything about his youth and his childhood. Now in this paragraph, there is a comparison between a caged bird and a child. According to his view, a bird which is born cheerful and fun-loving can never sing sweet songs if the bird is caged. Similarly, if a child remains constantly under the umbrella of fear and tension and strict supervision of teachers, then how can that child enjoy his childhood or youthful spring? O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away. In this paragraph, the speaker is asking his parents that if the buds are cut and the flowers are broken or they are plucked, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day by sorrow and care's dismay, the speaker says, and if the soft plants or the growing plants are deprived of their joy in this spring season because of the sorrow and unhappiness, then how shall the summer arise in joy or the summer fruits appear? Then in that case, how will this summer season come with its joy, and how will the plants bear fruits and flowers? So in the last paragraph, the speaker is comparing himself with those buds and plants which are cut or plucked, and he feels that if all the joy is taken away from the plants by plucking them, by stopping them from growing, or by plucking the buds and flowers, then how can a plant possibly grow properly and bear fruits or flowers? Now let's understand the theme of this poem. It's about the sorrow or unhappiness which the boy feels when he has to go to a school, while on the other hand, he wants to enjoy. It's about the obligation to sit in a closed area like a classroom when he wants to enjoy the nature outside. It's about the freedom which the child wants, but on the other hand, all he is getting is a caged environment. So this poem tells us that we must let the children grow like children. We must let them play and run outside and enjoy the nature in its fullest. Because having an experience of nature is as important as their academic learning. That's all in this session. In the next one, I'll discuss the summary, poetic devices, and the question answers related to this poem. That's all. Take very good care of yourself and enjoy. Thank you.